Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem B'Karkadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yala coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson, and I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And this lesson is in regards to trials and tribulations. Okay? When you come into this truth, there are going to be things that may happen to you, and they're done to try you. Now, I remember when I first came into this truth, I said to myself that I'm in this thing unto death, and I truly meant that. However, your integrity has to be tested, and the Lord will cause situations and scenarios to happen to test that integrity, to see if you're actually sincere. And just like love is an action, you have to be tested to see whether or not you truly love the Lord through your actions, whether it be in prosperity or in a fiery trial. Okay. And I'm one to be able to contest onto this because this would be my 8th year in the truth, going on to my 8th year. And this is the most hell that I've ever caught since I've come into the truth. It just seems like there's one thing after another, after another, after another, after another that continuously happens on both sides, in my personal life and within the body, that has been trying, my integrity. And it's something that's very difficult to deal with, through the Spirit. But if you're truly a man of integrity, if you're truly a man of that means what you say, and the Lord is really supping with you, the Lord is going to bring you through these things, And let me just bring out this quick precept, just to set the tone. This is Ecclesiasticus 2:1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." All right. You're going to go through things. You're going to go through hard times. And let me tell you something. If you're not, this is just for me, but I would say this. If you don't go through anything, man, you're not really being tested. When you test something, you're testing it to the point to where you know just how much it can stand and just how much pressure it takes to break it. And you go right up into that point. All right. And, for men in this truth, for men in this thing that's been in this thing for a while, we understand that you're going to be tested. This ain't no damn cakewalk, man. This ain't no damn cakewalk. All right. Now, when you go into the book of Job and you read the accounts of Job and all of the things that he went through, that man was severely tested. Okay. He was severely tested. And if Job would go through that, if Yahweh Shai went through it, what makes you think that you're not going to go through it? As a matter of fact, I'm going to come back to this. Let me go grab a quick precept. I'm going to go to the book of John, of 1 John. I'm sorry, John. No. Slovakia. 13, John 13 and 16. And it says, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him." Okay, if you know these things, happy are ye if you do them. Okay, so you got to understand that if our Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai went through the hardest things imaginable, and he was the Son of the living power, the only begotten Son of the living power, and he went through these things, how much more those men who've been born in wickedness, who've been compacted in blood, in iniquity they were framed in their mother's womb. You see? And then we have the Son of the Lord who went through these things And he was the son of the living power. So how much more us? And you got to take a look at that when you come into this truth that this is not a damn cakewalk, man. It's much more than just standing out on the highways and the byways. It's much more than doing some videos, you know. It's a lot more than that. All right? This is a fiery trial. Okay? This is not a game. This is a fiery trial that you're going to go through. And you have to make sure that you're well rooted in this thing. And this is something that you're really, and honestly, if the Lord ain't with you, you're not going to be rooted anyway. But for the sake of, you know, the mindset of men, you got to be well rooted in this thing. Okay? You got to remember the Lord is going to test you. He's going to try you. And a lot of times these trials are not going to be no cakewalk. It's not going to be easy. It wouldn't be a trial if it was easy. You know? It wouldn't be a trial if you didn't go through something. So this is when you have to really gird yourself like a man. And I'm saying this through experience, through my current experiences that I'm going through right now. That things are difficult, things are hard, but these are the times that you have to lean on your Habashim Yahawashai and really mean what you said that you mean, or you're going to bug the hell out. It's just that simple. Okay? Either you're going to get through your trial, because your trial is only for you. Each trial, and hold on, let me just get that real quick. All right, this is 2 Ezra 7, and I'm going to start at verse 6, and it says, "There is also another thing. A city builded is set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place." This is your trial. This is the shit you got to go through to get to that place with all good things. It says, "It is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and a deep and on the left a deep water, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there only could be but one man that go at once." Your trial is your trial. It is specifically designed for you. Okay? Because the scriptures talk about how the Lord knoweth how much a man can take. He doesn't try you above what you are able to handle. So that means that each trial is specifically designed for that particular man. Okay? Your trial is designed for you and you alone. So you can't compare your hell to somebody. I'm going through more hell than this. He's going through hell. Look, bro, your trial is designed for you. It's for you. That hell that you're going through is because your spirit is conditioned to take that type of hell to the point that the Lord had designed it for you. Okay? And you have to understand, I done seen brothers out there that have been on drugs, brothers, that ain't got nowhere to stay at, brothers living out of cars, brothers, women that done left them, they lost their children, they done lost their job, all of these things happen to different men. And a lot of them fall out because of it, but some of them stay in this thing and they work their way through it, through the Spirit of the Lord. But this is something that you have to go through, and it's never over. Okay, as we move from glory to glory, so we move from trial to trial. Okay, you have to consistently have your integrity tested in this thing. This is not a cakewalk by any means. That's why the scriptures talk about counting the cost. When a man sits to build a house, counting the cost, because sometimes these costs can be very pricey. They can be very expensive. And when you come into this thing and you leave the world behind, right? There's sacrifices that you have to make. There's conjectures that you have to give into. Okay? And you have to understand that. And when you're going through something, you have to lean on the scriptures and say, what do the scriptures say? What do they say? Because these things are going there. It's not a matter of if, they're going to happen to you. It does not matter what level you are in this truth. You can be a bishop. You can be a disciple. The Lord is going to try you according to your ability. And you're going to go through something. Okay? How can you not be proved? You have to be proved in every single aspect. That's why the scriptures talk about proving a friend. You have to prove. And how do you prove them? Through trial and tribulation. Okay? Through trial and tribulation. So I'm going to go to 1 Peter 4:12. And it says, Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you as though some strange thing happened unto you. Basically, man, you should have known this was going to happen. You should have known you was going to catch up. You should have known you were going to go through something. Why didn't you know this? Because you should have known this. It's not strange. This is what men of the Lord go through, because you have to be proved. The Lord is a hard man. Okay? So he's going to deal with us accordingly. Esau's version of the Lord is soft. Jeebus. It come as you are type shit. You don't have to make any conjectures. You don't have to change nothing about you. All you have to do is just come as you are. That's not the Lord. That's not the Lord that we serve. All right? We serve the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And the Lord don't play no games. All right? This ain't game time. To where you think, oh, you know what? I can play around. No, you can't play around. And don't think that just because things that you're doing in your personal life aren't coming out in the body, because the spirit will cause something to happen to bring that stuff into fruition. Okay? Don't think that. Don't think, oh, well, I ain't doing nothing. No, there's things that are required of you in your personal life that you have to do. All right? And if you don't do those things, the Lord will cause a scenario to where that'll come out. Oh, well, he not doing this, he not doing that. We can tell. Okay? Because if he was, he would be on point with this. He would be on point with that. He'd be able to do this. He would be able to do that. He would know this. He would know that. All right? And don't think just because you do know all that stuff, that you are doing certain things in your personal life, that there aren't things that you're lacking in. Okay? And this is why you have to constantly examine yourself. But even with that, just like the Lord tried Job, the Lord's still going to try you. Because you can have everything you need and have everything you want. And you can say, I'm a man of the Lord, till all your shit is gone. And you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And you living out your damn car. And you ain't got nobody to lean on. Then are you going to call yourself a man of the Lord? Then are you going to still do the work that's necessary? Are you still going to depend on the Lord? As Job said, though he slay me, yet I still will trust in him. You see? Are you still going to trust in the Lord when nothing but bad shit is happening to you on all sides? Because it comes to a point to where there be so many bad things that are happening to you consistently that you finally say to yourself, it got to be the Lord that's doing this. The Lord is allowing these things to happen to me. There's something that I'm doing, or it could be something that you're not doing. Just like Job, the scriptures talk about how Job was an upright man in the land of Nod. And the Lord still tested his integrity. His wife said unto him, the Lord is doing all this stuff to you, roughly paraphrasing, but thou still maintain thy integrity. Curse the Lord and die. Okay? So that's just what I'm saying, man. You gotta really take this into consideration. All right? Now we're going to go to the parable of the seed sower. All right, we go to the book of Matthew 13. This is Matthew 13, and start at verse 3, and it says, "And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow, and he sowed some seed. And when he sowed some seed, fell by the wayside, and the fowls came up and devoured them up. Some fell in the stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up because they had no depthness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched because they had no depth, and they withered away. And some fell among the thorns, and when the thorns sprung up, and choked them. But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why thou speakest unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them is not given. Which means that everybody not going to get this. This is why we're not out here for everybody. We only out here for the elect, because everybody's not going to get it. Okay? He was talking to a multitude of people, and he told his disciples, hey, this is for y'all to get it. It ain't for everybody else to get it. Okay? Verse 12, he says, For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that which he has. Which means that, hey, if you got this truth, you're going to get the kingdom. But for those people who, put their faith in this world, okay, and this kingdom that we're in right now, the shit that you have is going to get taken away from you. All right? The things that you have is going to get taken away from you. And it says, therefore I speak to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And then so you got people out there who hear the truth, all right, but they don't understand it. They think it's a joke. Okay, they think we're just out there on the highways and the byways in these videos that we're talking about, that this is a game. All right, they just don't get it. They always scoffing, saying things that they ought not to say. And it says, and in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing you shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing you shall see and not perceive, because they don't have the spiritual eyesight to see. Okay? So I'm going to skip down a little bit to 18. It says, Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which is sown in their heart. This is he which receiveth seed by the wayside. So you hear it, oh, that's some BS, and you keep on moving. But he that receiveth the seed unto the stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet he hath not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. So this is those that something may happen, they may disagree, with what you're saying, because they don't have much depth and understanding, right? And then they get offended, and then they fall out. All right? Or they're persecuted, like, hey, you do something that's off, or something that happened in the world, then you get offended and you want to fall out. Verse 22, it says, He also that receiveth seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitful of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. And this is 21 and 22 are the biggest things that a lot of men go through in this truth. You know, you start going through things, you start going through shit, you know, whether it be with your woman, your finances, your living situation, all of the above, and you start to take it out on the truth. You start to become more concerned about what's happening in your personal life than you do about doing the work of the Lord. Now, realizing that the scriptures talk about how it's a simple thing for the Lord to make a poor man rich. All right? Very simple for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to do that. To change your situation around. Look what he did with Job. You know? Okay? So yeah, you may go through hell, you may go through things, you may become financially strapped, but the Lord can get you through it. But this is a part of that fiery trial that we're going to go through. Okay? And that fiery trial is the test to see if you fall into one of these categories that I'm speaking of that I'm reading about right now. All right? Verse 23, but he that receiveth seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word, understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. And those be the men that endureth all of the hard times that they're going through. Those be the men that be out on the highways and the byways that's been there for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, still out there doing this. Those are those men. And it gets to a point where you start to understand why things are happening the way that they are. All right? But you wouldn't know this if you did not go through these trials. Things in this world are not going to be perfect because the scriptures talk about how this is not our rest, this kingdom that we're living in. This is not our rest. So you have to understand that you're going to go through things. And we live in this wicked ass flesh too. So you're going to go through things. You're going to do things that you don't want to do. You're going to behave in manners you don't want to behave. But you got to fight through all that, man. A lot of times you may feel like some things that are happening to you are completely unfair. Scriptures say sometimes you got to suffer wrongfully. But the Spirit of the Lord will straighten all that stuff out, man. But you just got to press forward to the mark. Okay? Let me grab one more precept and I'm going to close out. All right, we're going to go to 2 Timothy 2 and 3, and it says, First Timothy and 2 Timothy. Yeah. The 2 Timothy 2 and 3. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. There it is, man. You got to endure hardness, man. Things are going to get hard, but that's why you got to be manly. All right? Scripture say, gird thyself up, gird thy loins like a man. Men, we were built to take things, bro. We were made to take shit. It's just how it is. All right? What will be this life if you don't go through trials, man? It'll be boring. All right? Verse 4 says, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him that who hath chosen him to be a soldier. You got to go through things in order to please the Lord, man. You got to show the Lord that you mean what you say, man. All right? That you mean what you say in this truth. All right? This isn't a game. This isn't a cakewalk. And this isn't something that you can just fake it. All right? If you in it, you got to be in it. No matter what happens. So with that, I pray this edifying lesson, ending it off with giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Kwakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles. And the next time I can say Shalom.